In this part of our cod mini-series, we focus on how to target them from shallow surf beaches. We'll quickly first go over some top stretches of cod coastline. We'll then cover the ideal conditions, followed by some crucial casting tips. We'll discuss ideal tackle setups, as well as take a look at some top choices for bait. So let's quickly recap where cod can be found. Atlantic cod can be found all around the UK and through large stretches of the European continental coastline, including the Barents Sea above Norway, as well as throughout the Baltic Sea. They are found all the way along the northern continental coast, as far down as the Bay of Biscay, with limited distribution leading down into Spain. They can also be caught around the Icelandic coast. So which conditions will best suit the surf beaches? In the UK, it's possible to catch smaller immature codling all year around. But the larger migratory cod will only be available to catch from the shore at certain times of year. For the south, this period can be as early as October but will more reliably begin from November, seeing the cod leave by around February. For the northern UK, the window is wider, seeing cod arrive reliably around September and staying as late as March. There are certain Scottish beaches that can hold mature cod pretty much year-round. Cod directly rely on tide action when feeding. Tide also promotes inshore movement of fish through current and also dislodges more food from the intertidal zone. It's for these reasons that larger sized tides on most shallow surf beaches will improve your chances. The flood tide period will be the main time to target them on your cleaner style beaches with no rough ground. In particular, the middle hours of the flood when the tide pull is strongest. They can actually be caught on the ebb, but this will mainly be on beaches where there are some rough ground features present to cast to on the ebb. Again, it will be the middle hours of the ebb that will promote the best feeding. As with other venue types, by far the best time to fish for cod is nighttime. If you do fish a day tide, try to fish a venue where the water will be holding some colour. This is one reason fishing a moderate surf with a good amount of swirl can make the difference, as well as the fact that on surf beaches this will dislodge plenty of food from out of the seabed. Immediately after rough seas is one of the best times to capitalize on for the same reasons. As with many species, overcast skies will obstruct light from breaking the water, which allows fish to come closer inshore more confidently. So where on a surf beach should we look to cast? One of the pros of shallow style venues is that we have the opportunity to scope out the ground for features before the shore is covered by the tide. Gullies are a top feature to aim for, and these can either run parallel along or sometimes run down the beach into the surf. Other low-lying areas that can attract cod include depressions which puddle up at low tide. This is where cod will visit in search of food that sits outside the main pull of the tide. Other key features include gaps between sandbanks where a bottleneck occurs. These can concentrate fish. Cod particularly like areas of rocky ground or areas of reef, so casting near to these areas can be productive. Cod tend to be further out in the surf than species such as bass, though they aren't always at extreme distances. Long-distance casting will definitely give you an edge, especially for the larger migratory cod, as they prefer slightly deeper water. In addition, their shoals only typically move inshore enough as they need to, when competition from other cod is high enough, so distance can make the difference. So what would be an ideal tackle setup for cod in the surf? Cod will not only often need some casting distance, but they will also require static baits. In a steady surf with easier wind, a 6-ounce lead will be enough to punch the distance and hold bottom. But in slightly rougher conditions where both wind and wave action are a little stronger, being prepared to scale up to a casting weight of 8 ounces is a wise choice. A beach caster with this casting range that is preferably around a minimum of 14 feet in length is a good way to go. Main line can be either mono or braid of a minimum of 18 pounds breaking strain. Consider going as high as 25 pounds if using braid. A tapered mono shock leader will be a must for casting heavy leads at range. Ideally, the strength should be 10 pounds of breaking strain for every ounce you intend to cast. Also, being tapered, the leader will prevent braid from wrapping up mid-cast. As baits need to be low, we don't want any unnecessary height on the rod tips, as this can lift the baits off the ground. It's best to keep them as low as the conditions allow. When there is some rough wave action, it may be the case the waves give false bite indication, or in the worst case pull the lead out of place by hitting the line in the water, in which case we can lift our rod tips as high as we need to solve this. A short rig body will also prevent the baits lifting. 70 pounds mono, that's a maximum length of 28 inches, will suit most scenarios. The same applies to the snoods for the same reason. With a 22-inch max length, you can drop as low as 30 pounds breaking strain, though going higher than this would certainly not be a poor choice, especially if you are fishing where there are any rocky areas or reef. Cod will require strong pattern hooks to prevent them bending out when hooking a sizable catch. Use a pennel setup to better present bigger baits. Ideally, a bait stop on your snood will be better to prevent baits moving under strong casting pressure. The hook size should be between size 3/0 to size 4/0. Be sure your rig includes some kind of bait clip, as this will aid casting distance and protect your baits during the cast. So what is the situation when it comes to cod baits? One method that can pay off well is the use of big baits, as cod will be hunting almost exclusively by scent and vibration in typical ideal inshore conditions. So big baits will offer a good scent trail to lure them towards your rigs. Just be sure to not go so big that you hinder your casting distance. Lugworm is a popular cod bait, either black, blowlug, or yellowtail. Squid is another popular bait readily taken by cod, and squid can be used to wrap softer baits such as worm for added protection. Shellfish are also a regular food of cod in the surf. We suggest using the more robust varieties such as razor clam. Don't forget that if you are using larger baits and casting at distance, the bait on your hook length can take a hammering from the casting process, especially as it hits the water. So make sure to use plenty of bait elastic to keep your bait streamlined and secure. If you would like to know how to target cod from piers, steep to beaches, or rock venues, check out the links showing now. Don't forget to hit subscribe to stay notified of any new uploaded videos. Feel free to have a browse on our channel page, where you can find many more videos on everything sea fishing. Thanks again for watching Lighthouse Sea Fishing Tutorials. Until next time.